some video games while we record.
Dude, yeah, do it, bro.
Let's see. That puts this episode 33. The Poor Bastards Almanac. I moved American Truck Simulator from the Linux version to the Windows version, since that's recently an option in Steam to use the Windows version with Proton, because a lot of games do work better than their Windows versions work better than their Linux ports. That's how powerful Proton is, apparently. And so I'm giving that a shot.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there, but that's what was baffling to me, is when you moved it over to Proton and it worked better. And besides the fact that it was like 14 megabytes to convert.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
Were you expecting it to be a lot more?
Yeah, I thought it would have to re-download the whole game, but it didn't. I need to figure out, checking for game updates and news. Yeah, go ahead and do that. There's an open beta. Can I really quit? Yeah, let me quit. I need to figure out how to get my Linux profile into the Windows version of the game. I'm not sure how to do that, or if it's even possible. If I have to start over, I could start over. It's whatever. I wasn't that far anyway. I just bought like my first truck. But yeah, so I had to switch my drivers over because I'm on an ADI card, an ADI graphics card. I had to switch my graphics driver over from some mode to another. I don't remember what exactly happened. And that's so I could play GTA 5. And that worked great, but it broke my reflections in American Truck Sim. And I think some other people have had this problem too, but I wasn't able to ever get it fixed. And I didn't really work on it that hard because I had gotten into GTA 5. So I really hadn't fucked with it in a while, but I don't know. I'm really like looking forward to playing this game again just because it's a good game. So if I have to start over, I'll start over. It's whatever. I need to figure out.
So you mentioned that reflections are back, and is the frame rate just smoother?
It's good. It seems good. I don't know if it's smoother because it was fine before. Well, I did have some noticeable slowdowns in some weird spots, and I don't know if that was specific to I don't know. I don't know what that had to do with. If it was specific to a lot of traffic or what. So I need to I'll find out soon enough, I'm sure, once I get this going. I need to figure out what's up with these files. Yeah, so okay. No, these are all old files. So my old Linux files still exist. I don't know where it moved.
So are you trying to determine whether or not you can access your old saves?
Yes. Well, I can access them. They're here. I just don't know. I don't know where to put them so that the Proton version of the game reads them. Maybe a lot of these files were the same. I don't know. So now I don't understand what's going on. Because normally I'm not exactly sure how Proton automatically works. I know it does a lot. Oh, okay. No. This is right. Because all right, so with Proton and Wine in general, because Proton's just a fork of Wine, so with I know with Proton at least that they have to create these fake directories that look like Windows directories. And in Steam, these go under like Steam, your normal Steam apps, Common, No. They go in, so Steam Apps Common is where all of your game files are downloaded to, and that's where your games are run from. With Proton specifically, your games still go in Common, but like special folders that mimic Windows directories go under Steam Apps Compat Data. And this is where it mimics your drive C, and then it's got program data, program files, like users. It's just got like a bunch of fake files here that look like Windows. And it kind of tricks the game into thinking that it's running in a Windows environment. Complete with users, Steam user, like My Documents, desktop, downloads, all of these files, so that when you run the game and like when it tries to save to, like users, Steam user, saved games, it has a directory to stick that file into. So that's where your save games go, is in the specific compat data folder, as opposed to generally in Windows, they would all go into like your My Documents or My Games or wherever the game just decides to install to. It's not really specific to the game, which is kind of fucky. Yeah, now I'm just trying to figure out like where. So now I just need to find, I found it. Okay. So what's kind of fucky about Steam is that in your compat data folder, it's not listed by compat data game name. It's listed by like the Steam game, like the game ID. And I don't know, you'd probably have to go to like SteamDB and search the database for American Truck Simulator. American Truck Simulator app ID, yes, is 270880. That's the app ID for American Truck Simulator. Like that's how it's listed internally in Steam. So yeah, that's what it's listed under, compat data 270.880. And then it's got PFX, which is just some wine specific thing. And then drive C. And now I can go to users, Steam user. And now I got to find saved games. It's not in there. My Documents, American Truck Simulator. Here it is. So now it's, yeah. So it's just a very specific folder directory so that wine can correctly pretend to be Windows so that the game knows where to save to. So I'd probably just need to move my files from, which I've already backed them up, from profiles. Okay, so I only saved my profile before, which is, there is a specific Linux control file called controls Linux as opposed to just controls. So I can probably overwrite my saves. Yeah, I'm just going to have to fuck with this and figure out what does what, basically. Sorry for like rambling through that as I was learning it.
No, not at all, dude.
But yeah, I mean, I've been playing the shit out of GTA, of course, still. Runs like a dream, dude. Runs like a dream. And I'm on some fairly old hardware now. I really don't have a reason to upgrade. I'll probably pick up whatever game it was we got excited about after it finally hits on Steam. Oh, what was that game called? It was by Obsidian.
Oh, wasn't there some bullshit that went down with that there?
Yeah, the Outer Worlds. So Microsoft acquired Obsidian. It's supposed to come out this year. And yeah, it's only coming out on the Epic Games Store and the Microsoft Store, of course, with its original Steam release being delayed for at least 1 year. But that's fine. I just won't buy the game until it comes out on Steam. I'm not interested in... I mean, competition's fine and dandy. I'm okay with competition, of course. I mean, you want competition. It's a good thing. But, I've heard a lot of bad shit about Epic. Like, the Epic Games Store is... oh, man, there was a great post about it the other day, and I wish... See if I can find that real quick. That's from February 1st, from April 3rd. Here's why Epic Games Launcher is better than Steam. So here's what they're saying. Tencent, which is a Chinese company, owns 40% of Epic Games. Tencent also happens to be the biggest video game company on the planet. I'm confident that we're perfectly safe giving our information to a launcher that feeds user info to the Chinese government. Is this a...
You mentioned what was it? Huawei. Apparently, our Secretary of State has let the UK know that if they build their 5G network with anything from that company, that we will not be sharing any sort of state secrets with them. The state secrets is in like intelligence and shit like that.
Yeah.
Not to derail, but just that's what that made me think of.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this is satire. Okay, perfect. I was wondering, I was like, that doesn't sound correct. All right, so it is developer and publisher friendly since it gives more of a cut to the devs. Epic's 12% versus Steam's 30%. Just ignore the fact that Valve said it would lower its usual 30% take to 25% for any games, blah, 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 or the fact that platform fees reduces. In other words, it would only be an 8% difference in profit. Steam would outsell Epic anyway, so it would end up as more profit. Just ignore all that. Okay, whatever. Exclusivity is the same as competition. Obviously, letting Metro Exodus sell in multiple stores would be terrible since Epic Games is obviously the superior breed. Okay, this is dumb. Epic Games Launcher has amazing benefits to users. 80 million accounts were compromised due to a security flaw that allowed hackers to log on to accounts without needing a password, which means you get free exposure online. Epic Games. Okay, here's the real thing. Epic Games Launcher is missing cloud saves, user profiles, user reviews, friend activity, forums, mod distribution, groups, item trading, library sorting, account sharing, streaming to other devices, broadcasting, screenshot captures, controller support, user created guides, wish lists, automatic refunds, achievements, anti-cheat support, third-party keys.
Dude, see, that's all the things that are expected now because the Steam is what it is.
You can't play offline.
But I mean, somebody needs to make a rival. Until then, Valve remains king in that area.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are alternatives. Every every douchebag AAA gaming company is trying to get you to download this game launcher, that only launches their games. Like
Bethesda.
Dude, are they doing it too?
Yeah, they've got the Bethesda launcher for their piece of shit. They're still selling on Steam at least, but yeah, I think you need the Bethesda launcher.
I was thinking of Ubisoft.
No, there's a Bethesda launcher. For Fallout 76, Quake Champions, and Elder Scrolls Legends. Whatever the Elder Scrolls Legends is. Never even heard of that. Fuck, is that their card game? Yep, that's their card game. So yeah, 76? Is it on Steam?
I don't think it is.
It's on the Bethesda launcher, right.
That's it, yeah.
It is not on Steam. Yep.
I will never play that game.
Nope. Oh, man. Internet Historian released a great Fallout 76 video the other day, and there was some other shit. Like, that giant shit snowman got bigger, or that shit snowball got bigger and bigger and bigger. That hill did not stop with them releasing users' credit card information to everyone.
And the with all the refunds and crap for the bag fiasco and the support and people being able to log in their accounts and see support tickets with sensitive information.
Yep. Apparently
it didn't stop there.
No. And that's the last thing we really talked about or kept up with. But no, it keeps going from there. It's called the Fall of 76 is the Internet Historian video.
I saw that in my recommended videos earlier today.
Internet Historian is great. Fallout 76 bug has made a player invincible and they just want to die. Yeah, so the bugs are still fucking crazy in that game. Yeah, I wish there was kind of a list, but I don't remember any of it. Right, so yeah, they offered to give people 500 atoms, which you couldn't do shit with, for their shitty little bags or whatever.
Which is like $5.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. After that, they were going to release this Nuka Dark, which is a rum. Like, I don't know why Bethesda thought they wanted to make an alcoholic beverage in the name of... I mean, they're just trying to cash in on it or whatever. And the bottle looked like a Nuka-Cola bottle, but it was black, and it said Nuka Dark, and it's a rum with natural flavors, blah, 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 blah. And it turns out this bottle was... I don't remember how much it was. Doesn't matter. They ended up releasing... it was $80 for a bottle of this rum.
No. Good grief.
And
when are you kids gonna learn?
Dude, so they ended up releasing like this actual bottle of rum inside of a plastic case. Like the bottle itself, but it was like locked in. And if you tried to pour it, it was a piece of shit. It like poured back into the plastic case. Like you couldn't even pour the rum out of the bottle correctly. And you could pry the thing open, but not without like risking breaking the fuck out of it. I don't know why people kept buying their shit. What the fuck? Apparently the rum tasted like garbage too. It was the worst thing ever.
What has Bethesda become?
Oh my God. So yeah, regarding this plastic mold, customer support was telling their customers it cost over 2 times what it would have if we had simply cast a glass mold. People are like, why the fuck didn't you just do that then, like you said you would to begin with? It was another like, oh, the materials are too expensive debacle kind of thing. I don't know. It's really stupid. Apparently, you can get actual, real, nice bottles on Etsy though, in the shape of Nuka-Cola. For way less. So that was stupid and dumb. Also, the Nuka-Cola Dark Rum has 32 5-star reviews before it even shipped out. So Bethesda was already propping up their own product with fake reviews and then deleted them all. And now there's like a merch store. And I don't know if this still exists, but there's a merch store with some really, really shitty looking gear with really, really terrible looking photos of it. There's a guy wearing a Vault 76 premium leather jacket. It's $276. It looks like a trash bag. There's a Vault 76 Premier. Oh, no. Oh, so the bag that it comes in, the picture of it, they've like thrown it on the ground and it's all like jacked up looking. It looks like shit. So like the photos of these products look like garbage. I don't know. What a piece of shit. Never, ever, ever will I give money to Bethesda again for anything. Just not going to do it.
Yeah, that was just a poor display. It's like they're twirling their mustaches and smoking cigars while making these kinds of decisions.
Yeah.
Dude, everybody in freaking PSO2 looks like they have their own anime. This chick's arm is on fire, like a red flame. She's got different colored eyes. But it's like a demonic red fire.
Oh, shit. Dude, that game had some really cool aesthetics. I'm glad people are still playing that game.
Oh, there's still a ton of people playing this. Man. Real nice folks too. Haven't met a single asshole yet. I mean, I've ran missions by myself, but I'll fart around in the lobby and dance around with other people and stuff like that sometimes. Went and checked out our team room not too long ago.
I forgot we had a team room.
Yeah, bro, you're the old team leader.
Oh damn! So is my profile still in the game?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I went and checked the I guess it was like the team charter, I guess, and it named you as the leader.
Oh man, getting that to work on Linux, that would probably be like oh shit.
Cooney's kicking my ass too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, starting out on that game, one of the early complaints was that it didn't have I don't know if it didn't have a difficulty setting or if hard difficulty just wasn't cutting it for people. But I do remember it being easy, Well, they changed that, and I've had it on extreme difficulty, and dadgum, yeah, I die a lot.
Oh wow. So, all right, how does this game play?
I gotta be honest with you, man. It is one of the more well put together games that I've seen. It doesn't have stale gameplay. It's got like really 3 elements. It's got your kind of your overworld element. There's ease of traveling though. because you can just go to a menu and fast travel anywhere pretty much, which is convenient. But I mean, you still have to explore and get there first before you can do that, you know? It also makes it easier to get straight to where you're supposed to go for quests and stuff like that. But anyhow, the overworld is pretty simple. You know, that's where you go to more detailed places and where you engage enemies that are out there in the overworld as single, you know, units walking around. But when you hit them, the camera spirals inward, and you know, you're fighting several of them like a group. And it's an action RPG. It's got action combat to it, where you basically lay a chain of regular attacks between two buttons together that fills up a meter that you can then use to execute an array of additional attacks and like magic attacks and stuff like that. And I mean, you've got levels and stuff like that. It's I guess you could say it's centered around gear. There's not a whole ton of focus on the character stats and stuff like that. You level up, and when you level up, you just, you know, your max health goes up, obviously, along with all of your other passive stats. And actually, the harder the difficulty that you play on, the more likely you're going to get good items that drop. And there are some places, sometimes you do have to farm a little bit to get a couple levels or something like that. And when you're in the overworld running around and stuff like that, if an enemy sees you, they'll run at you. And you might as well run at them head on and go ahead and let the battle happen. Because if you try to run away and they catch you, it's a surprise attack is what it's called. And they start out behind you. You start out looking the opposite direction from them, and there's a lot more than there normally would be. It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. I probably played. Oh shit! I was actually about to run. Let's see. I played 23 hours.
Oh damn!
I haven't gotten entirely too far. Basically, the premise is you're the main character is a boy king that has been exiled from his kingdom. He was overthrown basically, and he ends up with a friend or two that, and I am glossing over some major character points there. He's got a friend or two that ends up helping him, and what he's trying to do is reestablish a new kingdom. And so he ends up going around questing and doing shit for people that, you know, that sign on to what he's selling, you know. And you slowly acquire enough people to start building a kingdom. And you can actually go to your kingdom as a little place in the overworld. And you can have like you build a weapons shop, and you know, a freaking bakery, and all these buildings that, you know, and a barracks and stuff like that. But you need people to work in those places, like characters. It'll have like 3 character slots for citizens of yours to fill those slots. And you actually, out in the world, when you're doing, you know, storyline quests and stuff, and you're talking to people, random characters and stuff like that, sometimes it's a character that'll give you a side quest, and if you complete it, they will they'll become a citizen of your kingdom, and then you can take them back there and assign them, you know, to a useful role for whatever their talents may be. It's pretty interesting, that aspect of it. I really haven't done too much in the kingdom building aspect. I've side quested the hell out of some citizens, though. That stuff's pretty fun and relatively easy to do. But there are plenty of challenging little secrets that you can find hither, thither, and yon. Every now and then, there's you'll see a stationary enemy that'll have this orange aura around him. And it's a high-powered enemy that whenever you walk up to it, it'll say this creature gives off an ill aura. And it'll say, do you want to fight, basically? And it's always going to be a high-level, really tough enemy. And, dude, since I have put that game on extreme, I have not been able to win one of those fights for the life of me.
Oh, damn.
My party members are I'm 31, 32, a couple of people, and this monster that I fought was 30. And I thought, since I had it cleared by a couple of levels, but no. That's like an elite, I guess.
I got my profile working. I need to figure out how to I need to move my controls over, which is not exact from one to the other. So I backed up my control configuration. So yeah, save that. All right, let's see if this fucking works. I don't know if it's going to or not. But my game loaded at least. So at worst case scenario, I may have to refigure out my controller config, which is, that took me hours, I'd say, to set up in the first place just to get it right because I can steer with my controller. Let's see if this works.
I forgot about all that. You can steer with your controller.
Yep, Steam controller has built-in gyroscope, so yeah, I tilt to steer.
Man, I tell you what. Let me see if I can pull this up. Did you see that the next generation of VR is on its way?
No. What do you mean?
Let me see here. What was it called? The Valve Index.
Yeah, what the fuck is the Valve Index? I don't know what that means. I thought that was just a website or something. It's coming to Linux.
It's VR, buddy. My GTX 1070 is the recommended baseline graphics card.
Duly noted.
That's what I've got right now, man. It's been every last bit worth its buck. Because I was having those driver issues on that, I guess it was an AMD. It was an AMD driver. And anyhow, yeah, NVIDIA took care of that. I can't really complain. But anyhow, just you talking about steering with a controller made my mind go to Arma, where I need to get a good joystick for the helicopter. But moreover, I want to get, I might pick up an Index next year. When the price goes down, grab a cheap joystick and slam a helicopter into the ground in Arma 3 so hard
that you feel it,
that it puts me through my fucking monitor, dude.
I didn't realize Arma 3 is one of the most sold games of all time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
it's just international, though. It's in all different kinds of languages and stuff. When you look at the mods, like the workshop, there are a lot of international mods. I mean, because it's got such a great modding community, man. Every single military unit in like Western Europe and hell, even Eastern Europe has their own mod pack with their camouflage patterns and stuff. I mean, it's sick as fuck, man. Some of the Belgian patterns, the Germans have some sick patterns. It's just I a lot of times I'll spend 20 minutes just browsing just to see what's new, just what everybody's been doing. That's pretty nuts, man. That game is raw, though. Me and that other mysterious bastard. I'd gotten it to where, dude, like you remember that Arma 2 resistance mission that I slapped together with duct tape and baling wire.
Yeah.
The lamp lights that I had, I may have already told this. I didn't use a 3D editor. I used the 2D map. So I had to place every single object on that 2D map. But I would spawn, where I was trying to place stuff to make sure it was right. And for the street lights at night, for there to be light up there, I had to place, obviously, the street light. But I had a script that called a little ball of light. I had to code in just the numbers. I got the code and then copied it and pasted it and altered the values to fit what I was trying to do, a little tiny ball. And then the trick was to get the height value correct. I mean, down to the decimals and shit, because it had to be just right, and it had to be like right up under where the the hanging little bulb is. That shit took me like over an hour to get it right. But once I got it right, then I could just copy and paste.
Now, why'd you use the 2D editor instead of the 3D?
There wasn't one for Arma 2 at the time.
Oh, fuck. Damn, that's weird.
That was the big thing about Arma 3 was the 3D editor. Shit, man. When the alpha came out in 2015, I'm pretty sure that's when it came out. Day one, man. I had put more hours in the editor than I had in any part of the game. I've still never played any of the like campaign missions.
I started them just to give Arma 3 a good Linux test. And I just played through like the initial like VR training and then a little bit of the very first mission just to kind of give the controls a little test.
That whole VR platform and the arsenal that they built into the game, it was so awesome to see how far. Well, it is awesome to see how far Arma's come since Alpha, man, and in the editor and all the units and how mods are just so easy through the workshop to install, and you can have different mod builds through the launcher. I just don't know what the fuck is going on with DayZ. I'll tell you what, though, to their credit, they've been really quiet this year, but they just dropped an experimental patch today. And I read those patch notes within minutes of them coming out. They added a good bit. Let me pull that up. Let me give these bastards their due. I'm checking the subreddit now. Hey, by the way, that Half-Blood guy that actually posted these patch notes, that dude, and this was years ago, man. This was like before the new renderer. Half-Blood, and I look back in his posts, and I didn't see any videos. He may have deleted them. I need to see if he's got it on his YouTube channel. But this guy This guy went fucking ham with a double barrel shotgun in like Electro. I mean, Electro was popping, dude. I mean, he was fighting off zombies and dudes.
Shit.
I mean, he was frying them. I mean, he killed like 4 or 5 dudes in that video with that double barrel shotgun. And it was from then on that I knew that I had everything I needed in a double barrel shotgun in DayZ. I mean, the shotguns did go through a weird time where they weren't worth a shit. But that's definitely not the deal anymore. But anyhow, you can rotate an item in your inventory now. Inventory items are no longer static. So if it's normally 3 down, and you got 3 across, you can rotate it now and fit it in your pack.
Oh, I see what you mean. Holy shit.
Yep.
Damn it. Note to self, I'm not playing GTA and I can't just run red lights whenever I want to. I've been popped for $1,400 already.
Did you mod that in?
No.
For running red lights?
Yeah, $700 a fucking ticket, dude.
When the hell did that happen?
Oh no, that's in American Truck Simulator.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I gotta remind myself that I'm not playing GTA.
That's so funny. Melee attacks with weapons now. I saw a dude spawn in with a UMP and he smacked a zombie in the face with it real quick.
With a gun? Oh shit.
With a gun. And there are bayonets now for like the Mosin, the SKS, the M4, and one other rifle, and those actually work too. You stab with those on the end of the rifle. They added a 4-dial combination lock. The big joke is, the lock's going to reset every time the server does. But who knows? I mean, this is experimental, so some of this stuff might be fucky. But once they straighten this shit out and it goes to stable, this will be pretty good. I want to be able to fish again, damn. I'm about fucking pissed that they took that away. There used to be mushrooms on the ground, and I used to be able to find those pretty decent. But I damn near starved the last time I played. I mean, I killed a chicken, and I was fucking around doing all the wrong stuff, trying to start this fire, and I was losing blood. I was so hungry. Like, I was about to pass out waiting on that chicken to cook. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's challenging enough to where it forces your hand to go get freaking food and make a fire. Like, if I didn't do that, I would have been fucked. Absolutely 100% fucked. So, I mean, yeah, it's still tough in some aspects. I'd really like to see him make logs a lot longer on a freaking fire. I feel like I've got to burn down a damn forest to keep something going.
Oh, damn. So, yeah, it really is. It's running like I've got the settings as high as they'll go, and it's running great. I hadn't had any slowdown yet. I'm just driving around Las Vegas, which traffic's not crazy in this game. It could be better. But I think traffic is where a lot of your slowdowns do start to happen. See if I'm still any good at fucking backing this motherfucker up. Man, so some dark web news. I don't know if we've really spoken about the dark web a bunch on our podcast.
I think we talked about it in Minecraft.
Oh yeah, that's right. The last episode we talked about the dark web in Minecraft. So it's pretty wild, man. what's going on right now in Minecraft is one of the major markets just closed gracefully. They told everybody to get their shit and run. Take your redstone and get the fuck out.
That was Wall Street, right?
That was the dream market.
Oh, okay.
Wall Street was seized by the FBI.
In the process of pulling an exit scam.
Yeah, and there's a lot of speculation, educated guesses really, that's why the FBI pulled that move, is that they had imaged that server as far back as like November or something like that. So all they did was, when Wall Street started to pull an exit scam, FBI went ahead and made their move. They went ahead and seized it before those guys got all the way out.
Wow.
And FBI just recently seized Deep.web, which is not cool. Deep.web is an information website. It's basically, it's kind of akin to, putting charges on Julian Assange, and trying to shut down WikiLeaks. They have accused them of money laundering and of taking money from marketplaces, which is, is true. Marketplaces have advertised on Deep.web. But at the end of the day, Deep.web is just an information website. I don't know. That's really shaky ground. That's certainly grounds for like a First Amendment sort of deal. To seize the entire website, I don't know. I personally don't believe the FBI should be allowed to do that, just to seize someone's property. I think that infringes on their First Amendment rights, despite the other, all right, so they've broken some other laws. Prosecute them for those laws, but I don't think that means you're able to shut down their website. I don't know. It's really weird to me.
They're just going to act and do this and let the courts sort it out.
Yeah. It's any sort of, I don't know. I'm always very worried about any sort of like information takedown. This was a resource for a lot of people to do what they're going to do anyway. Dude, the dark web is a very safe way for people to spend redstone, You've got user reviews, this is very much a free market. It's a libertarian dream, but like most other things, you get a very odd clientele because things have a stigma around them. They're socially unacceptable. There's a lot of shame involved in a lot of this stuff. And so what ends up happening is you end up with like the outcasts in these corners of the internet that are like difficult to get to. So then, you get a lot of this like, oh, well, there's a lot of child porn there. There's a lot of white supremacy there, that sort of thing. I don't know what you do about the child porn thing. I certainly don't agree that you shut down an entire operation because it can be used to trade child porn.
And hey, that's their biggest excuse.
Yeah, because it is an excuse. I was listening to some old Bill Hicks today, and the entire like Waco operation, like the basis for it was that there was child abuse going on, and that's why the ATF got involved. And think of the children as always an excuse for something. And yeah, I mean, we do have to protect our children. Surely they're innocent people. But we can't, like anything, we can't completely give up freedom and liberty just for that. I mean, liberty is the most important thing that we've got, Like, I wouldn't trade it for anything, I don't think. I think it's silly to even make that argument that, we need to trade, we've got to give up our liberty because of any reason. I just don't see any reason to give up any sort of liberty at all. I don't know. But anyway, it's strange to see like deep.web go down like that. Because it's such an important information resource. It would be like seeing Arrowwood go down. Arrowwood's there to provide information about drug usage. And that's such an important resource because they're not teaching these things in school. They're not educating people about drug usage and stuff like that. They're just telling you it's bad. You got to stop using it. I don't know, but I disagree with like the methodology used. Abstinence has never worked for anything.
I can agree with that. I mean, for God's sake. I was watching Malcolm in the Middle where the oldest brother was in the military school and they were showing him slides of STDs and stuff like that, and his friend's like, nah, I don't buy it, man. This is just to trigger a fright response in the brain to make you more receptive. Yeah, the whole scaring shit just doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. But what do you do about it? I mean, how do we make changes to the government? We've become so ingrained, and I guess there's like the downside is we've spent so many decades making the government bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't think it's ever gotten smaller, ever. It's something that just grows and grows and grows out of control. How do you, like, if we were to start a new government today, how do you, like, what's good about our government, but how do you put more limits on it? How do you further limit your government and its involvement in...
Well, that's what the Constitution was supposed to do.
Yeah. I'd like to go... I'm after doing my deep dive on all the Dred Scott stuff, I'm really interested in now going back and diving further into... Especially now that I see that our, the very foundation of our government was a compromise over the whole slavery deal. I mean, that almost gives you a red flag that the entire operation was fucked to begin with. Was because we made such a giant compromise right out of the gate. That all men are created equal, but we really need those southern states, so not all men are actually created equal. And not all men are created equal. I mean, I agree that we're not created equal. It's just a fact of life. But we should have equal we all are born with equal liberty and freedom. That's about the only thing that's guaranteed, I guess.
Natural rights, bro.
But yeah, I mean, what do you do? How do you... There's no way to go back. I don't see a way of going smaller. How do you dismantle the IRS, the FBI, the CIA, the NSA? How do you completely dismantle these things?
I don't know. I have a feeling we're about to find out.
I guess. I don't know. We've been talking about it for a long time. Listen, I mean, because Bill Hicks died in 94, and he was talking about how Democrats, Republicans both were nothing but, a bunch of liars and scumbags, and it was all, there's no difference in between them other than, they're all just corporate shills, one and all. And the mass media is nothing but fucking dirty smear merchants. Is basically, that's not what he said, but that's basically what he was alluding to. Was it all they're there to do is to prop up, the propaganda that the government's feeding us, which is crazy. I mean, because he's right. And that was 25 years ago, man. It hadn't changed. Certainly hadn't gotten better.
Yeah, and God, just to see this shameless bullshit peddled by CNN. Hey, they laid 300 people off.
Well, yeah.
They are downsizing. They have had abysmal ratings. They're getting the shit suit out of them, too. And NBC's getting pot for $250. $250
from the Covington kids?
Nick Salmon, yep.
Yep. Good. I mean, I haven't checked in on Carl Benjamin lately to see what's going on there. I know, what's her face, Jess Phillips, I wouldn't even vote for her. I know she is making some attempt to pretend like she was crying in the street after his comments that he wouldn't even rape her. And I think actually she said that after some other comment he made. Because at first she said, his words didn't hurt her. They didn't affect her at all. She made this claim that she wasn't hurt by what he said. But now she's kind of doubling back on it to say that, she was hurt by what he said. And apparently, under UK law, if you offend somebody over a public communication channel, that is grounds for arrest. And I read that may be the law that Count Dankula, that Mark Meechan was arrested under. Which I found out that he was arrested, and instead, apparently, normally you're given some sort of option as you can pay the fine or do some jail time. And without even giving him the option, they just pulled the fine money straight out of his bank account. Just the government dipped right in and just took it.
That is so dirty, man. Yeah. And they harassed the shit out of him. I hope those guys win.
I do too. They deserve it. Absolutely, they deserve, They seem to be very popular. Sargon of Akkad, that YouTube channel, is going up and up and up in views. And a lot of people seem to be agreeing with him.
Yeah, the Thinkery is his other channel. And that was the first one I stumbled on. And yeah, he's got a lot of real interesting topics on it.